Well, it's day 24 of President Bola Tinubu's administration, and we're keeping tabs on updates in his first 100 days in office. Thank you for joining us on the program. I am Nifemi Oguntoye. You can join the conversation now on Twitter if you use the hashtag first 100 days. Remember to tag at TVC News NG. Let's bring you update on the ongoing Global Finances Summit in France. President Bola Tinubu is expected to address a distinguished panel of speakers at the event taking place in Paris. The summit hosted by France aims to establish a more responsive, just and inclusive financial system. The president's panelist session is scheduled to be ongoing right now all the way to 7 p.m. Nigerian time. And the panel discussion titled Ensuring More Reliable, Comparable Information and Data will be moderated by Sylvie Goulard and Mark Carney, the co-chairs of the Task Force on Nature-Related Financial Disclosures, as well as the Glasgow Financial Alliance for Net Zero. The president earlier today was received at the venue by the French Minister of Foreign Affairs and Europe, Catherine Colonna. And back here in Nigeria, Vice President Senator Kashim Shettima met with co-chairman of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Bill Gates, the chairman of the Dangote Foundation, Aliko Dangote, and members of the Nigerian Governors Forum. Mr. Gates is visiting Nigeria to meet leaders and partners tackling health and development challenges. State House correspondent Femi Akonde joins me live from Abuja. Femi, Aliko Dangote and Bill Gates are back at the villa, this time meeting with the Vice President and members of the Nigeria Governors Forum. Walk us through the highlights of today's meeting.
Well, the high point of the meeting is Bill Gates committing to set aside $7 million for Africa and indeed for Nigeria to help fight the polio virus, to ensure vaccines are made available, and also ensure that everyone has access to improved health care in the country. So basically, that is what he came to tell the Vice President, Shettima, and Shettima also committed to ensuring that Nigeria plays its role in improving healthcare financing. It says that the federal government will address concerns. The federal government will address concerns that surround financing primary health care. And he also ensured.
It seems we've lost connection with our State House correspondent, briefing us on what happened earlier today at the presidential villa, particularly the amount of money earmarked for health care via the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. There's been an ongoing conversation. You recall that Bill Gates and Aliko Dangote met earlier with Mr. President at the Aso Rock, and we're looking forward to how all of this will materialize, particularly the commitment of governors in order to be able to collaborate. Femi, how much did you call Bill Gates' commitments again? Femi, how much did you say Bill Gates committed again?
$7 billion to be spent in the next 4 years as his own intervention to improving healthcare financing in Africa and Nigeria. But the Vice President also acknowledged Nigeria's challenges in tackling the polio virus. Of course, Nigeria has recorded some significant success in that regard, but the country is still being threatened because of lack of vaccines and some difficult to reach areas where some children cannot be vaccinated. So he is talking about all of these challenges that the federal government will double its efforts to ensure that everyone is captured in the vaccination program of the federal government, and polio is totally eradicated, because Nigeria is one of the countries that still has some cases of the polio virus. So he's saying that Nigeria will play its part in ensuring that polio is eradicated, globally.
$7 billion over the next 4 years for development of more breakthrough innovation in health in Africa. That's a huge amount of money. But talk to us about how well represented the state governors were today and what is their level of commitment, particularly in collaborating with the foundation.
As you know, they are critical stakeholders in ensuring that this partnership between the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, the Dangote Foundation, and the Federal Republic of Nigeria is fruitful, because they would also play their part in improving primary health care delivery in their state, in improving financing for healthcare in their states. You know, they pledged their commitment to ensuring that they complement all of these efforts, but they are also asking for increased intervention, not just in primary health care, also in the area of education, agriculture, using technology and evidence-based technology, and ensuring that digital solutions are also provided for some of the challenges that the country is facing in these areas of education, healthcare, and agriculture. So they pledged their commitment through the Nigeria Governors Forum, and saying that they would ensure that, you know, these funds set aside by the Bill Gates Foundation is used judiciously and for the purpose which it is intended.
Femi, the Kebbi State Governor, Chairman, heads the committee of the National Economic Council tasked with the responsibility of coming up with federal government intervention in the light of the removal of fuel subsidy. How soon do we expect to hear from NEC in this regard?
Well, we believe that, you know, in their next meeting, what we have gathered is that all of this is already in the works. At the previous meeting held by the National Economic Council, they started that plan to roll out palliatives and other interventions that will cushion the effect of removal of petrol subsidy in the country. They have also met with, the federal government now has met with the organized labor. That meeting was on the 19th of June to also begin the framework and the timeline for the implementation of all of this. So we expect in the coming weeks, all of these announcements will be made. We will also begin to share, we will also hear when the federal government intends to begin the implementation of the upward review of worker salaries, when the mass transit scheme will be rolled out for workers to get free buses from their homes to their places of work, when the CNG vehicles, the electric vehicles will be brought into the country and deployed for use to also ensure that it reduces Nigeria's reliance on petrol and also helps the country meet its energy needs, and also ensure that the country contributes towards global cleaner energy. So we expect in the coming days all of these announcements will be made by the federal government. But, you know, NEC will first pass its recommendation to President Bola Tinubu for approval, and then all of that will then be made public.
Believe me, Nigerians can't wait to hear of federal government intervention, particularly coming as quickly as the fuel subsidy was removed. State House correspondent Femi Akode live for us in Abuja.